What's up, everybody? What's going on? It is a beautiful night. It's the weather's like cooled off very well. That's right, it's nighttime. I'm recording and it's nighttime. Not real thrilled about it, but the day just kind of led to this being a reality. So today's quote was, setbacks pave the way for comebacks. How often you're pushing towards a goal or a finish line and you hit a speed bump, it derails you and slows down your momentum. How do you respond? How do you typically respond? If it was me 7 years ago, 8 years ago, it derailed me pretty hardcore. And even as early as 4 years ago, when I would hit a speed bump, when I would get moving and just like, okay, I'm crushing it. Boom, hit the speed bump, derail, and I'm done. I felt like a failure. I felt like I messed up. I felt like I had lost my momentum and there was no way I was gonna be able to regain it. I felt like I honestly shouldn't have even tried to reach for that goal anyway. From about the time I was about 24 to the time I was about 31, I ran through this phase where I would just hit these setbacks and it would totally derail me, and I had just dozens and dozens of projects that just took some really significant setbacks stacked on top of each other for me to realize how much I was affecting myself, my ideas, my passion, and ultimately my relationships. It also made me realize I had zero professional resilience. I would just fall flat if I ran into any adversity. The weird thing for me was I actually felt like I had quite a bit of personal resilience because I kind of came through a divorce. I come through being asked to resign from a job. I kind of come through that and found a new job, found new love, and found a renewed passion for what I did in my career. But for some reason, I just couldn't find that resilience. What was the difference between professional and personal? What was the X factor that made it so different? And ultimately it was confidence, or well, really lack thereof. It wasn't that I was doing bad at my job. My job was actually fairly straightforward on a day-to-day basis. And the projects I was doing on the side, the pet projects, the side projects, the big idea projects were hard. They were not structured, not deadlined, and ultimately more difficult to manage because of the complexities. And so it was just easier for me to walk into that wall and be like, oh, well, I'm done. That kind of leads to the question of how did I kind of overcome and rebuild that confidence? And it was actually pretty simple. The concept is really simple. As I started making promises to myself, really small promises. I didn't make promises about projects of like, oh, this project will be done next week or 2 weeks. It was tomorrow. I'm going to dedicate X number of hours to this project, X number of hours with Amy and the kids, and I'm going to go to bed at X time. Small promises. And I just made sure that every single day I kept that promise to myself. By keeping those promises to myself, I was able to rebuild consistency, confidence, and accountability within myself, to myself. I'm not perfect. I haven't like, oh, I fixed it. I still derail, I still get frustrated, and I still have to kind of go back to these core principles of like, all right, I'm in a funk on this project. Tomorrow I'm doing 1 hour. Then the next day I'm doing 1 hour. And slowly building up to more time in the project. The key is finding ways to refocus on the setback at hand. That focus allows me to rebuild, regain, and kind of push that momentum back to where it was and get focused back on the project and get back on track. If you're struggling with confidence, if you're struggling with a setback that you just can't seem to overcome, you can't make that comeback. The best way to do that is to start making daily small promises to yourself, and in an unreasonable manner, start keeping them. Making sure you do not, under any circumstance, not keep that promise to yourself that day. I hope everybody had a fantastic home day. It's gonna be a great rest of the week. The weather's supposed to be cooling off here a little bit here, which is happy about that. It's supposed to be some rain with it, but hey, you know, hurricane season, what can you do? If you take anything from this video, is to remember to go easy on yourself and start small. Start with small daily promises and just make sure you keep those promises to yourself every single day. Take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and just live life. Take care.